It's not enough to do a discovery, however deep it is. We really need to put a dollar amount behind that pain. And that's what separates the good reps from the great reps.
You've sold like commission compensation tracking software at a couple different companies where I think you were selling to like operations and finance. I guess it's not as obvious to me how you would quantify that stuff. I'm wondering if you could speak to what you would quantify and then how you would actually do that with a buyer.
Yes, so you can quantify on their time, first and foremost. How much time does it take you to calculate somebody's commissions? It takes me 3 hours per rep per quarter. Great. How many reps do you have? I have 10 reps. So it's taking you 30 hours per quarter to just calculate someone's commission. That's a full work week. Not only that, but then the opportunity cost of what else would you rather be doing with your time instead of calculating commissions? Because I'm sure this is just a drop in the bucket in your role. So that's one way. Also, commissions, there's a ton of errors, right? So how big was the last error? We overpaid somebody 10 grand. Okay. How often do you think that happens? That might happen twice a year. Okay, then there's 20 grand. So you're finding more money there. And not only that, but once there's errors in the comp plans, reps don't trust the system. How often do you think reps are doing these calculations on their own on the side? They're probably spending 1 or 2 hours in a spreadsheet. I pulled the OTEs off your website on what you're paying these reps. So across 10 reps, again, that's $20,000 per quarter that you're wasting. So between your time, the errors, the distrust from the AEs, and let's say one of these AEs gets one of those errors, they're likely going to leave. Their annual quota is 1.5. So now you have almost a 1.6, $1.7 million problem. My solution's only 30K. Do you want to pay now or later?
How are you actually like packaging this up live with your prospect?
The best reps will go down this line of questioning live. And so your tone is also really important, right? So you need to come across confidently and you don't want to start the line of interrogation. My general rule of thumb is every 2 to 3 questions, you want to over acknowledge what they're telling you, right? So let's say ops person just told me that they overpaid somebody by 10K. Instead of continuing down that line, I'll say, wow, 10K? A lot of money. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine overpaying somebody 10K. And that breaks it up so it's not just, would you overpay them? How much was it? The best rule of thumb is 2 to 3 questions, reaffirm what you've heard. And then that gives you permission to keep going because it breaks it up. It's much more natural that way.